Howdy folks, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system! Yay, it's Manic Mark. Here I am anyway. Okay, I'm back. Where have you been? There's a million things to talk about, and you may not even see this. Today is Saturday, and I'm not sure if you're going to see this until like next week, way late sometime. But I'll tell you why, and this is going to be a huge video. But the deal is that why? There's oh geez, where do you even start? And it's record day. It's record day. It's massive storytelling day because I've been gone and I'm saving up a few things in my head, the best I can remember them. Anyway, here we go. First of all, remember I was saying that how my laptop was dying. There's like a board in it, and it's going slowly dark, and it's ancient and it's slow. So I got a new laptop. I bought a refurb on Apple site. I should have brought it down. It's like about the size of an iPad. It's amazing. It's an Air, Mac Air, and it's got the 11.5-inch screen. It's pretty small, but all I wanted it for was so, you know, the wife could have something so she wouldn't mess around with my computer to read email. And I read email sometimes. It's nice to have a backup computer. And I'm still doing that. Anyway, just come on, tell the story. I just get in a rush because I don't want to take time, and I just get weird. Anyway, so I'm sitting in front of my 3-year-old, almost exactly 3-year-old, Mac Pro Tower quad core with 8 megabytes of RAM. Gigabytes, gigs, 8 gigs, not megs. You're going back to when you had like a Quadra 900 or something anyway. And it just goes blink and it's done. It just shuts down and it's over with. I turn it back on, the fans come on, it powers up, there's no image on the monitor, and there's a mysterious red light deep inside the case that I can see through the front of the. So I got to unplug every goddamn thing. There's a million wires. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. There's a million wires. I plug everything. I got the thing up here, so I have to do this because it weighs 39 point some. I get it down, and how do you take the thing apart again? I have to remember how to do that. I flick the thing, the side comes off, and how do I get in to do the, and then everything comes apart. It's so nice. So I slide the thing out. I don't know what the light is. I spend all this time looking. I don't have any idea. There's one post, a discussion thread about my exact problem. Nobody knows what it is, and the guy never comes back and says, this is it. I have no idea. I can't wait around. I think the monitor that I have, which is a cinema display, an Apple cinema display, which is frickin' ancient. It was a refurb. It ran like hell through 2 machines. I think it's starting to go dim anyway, you know? So now I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Do I want to put money and try to fix this machine? No, because the monitor and everything. So I'm getting an iMac, okay? I'm getting an iMac. It's not going to be as super duper as this machine, although it's newer, so maybe it will run, even though it's only going to have half the amount of RAM. You know, pretty good for me. I don't know. So I put the thing on eBay, and now it's up to like over 500 bucks, like in one day. These machines have value. I was really shocked at a 3-year-old, and I say in that thing that I used it hard, you know what I'm saying? And I explained that it's messed up and everything, but apparently, certainly there are other people out there that mess with these machines that know exactly what the deal is and know what they can fix and get out of it anyway. So now if I process this video, I'm going to process it for just fun to see if I can do it on this little 11.5-inch thing. I don't know if it's going to work. And I don't know if I can do record day on it, even though I'm going to show the records. I may have to come back. This may need to be later. Now, why else? What have you been doing? Well, what I've been doing is doing the build-up at a museum for an exhibit called Pompeii. Okay, it's like the 3rd place that it's been. The museum is doing the in-house build-up. It's not like a show that comes in. Although, yeah, a certain part of it, portions of it, it's like a conglomerate, a conglomeration. When people get together and do stuff together, they collaborate. Other museums, so there's stuff in there's wall. It was craziness because there were things that were supposed to be there and they weren't there for 2 weeks, and then you had to do everything all at once, and then everything got done pretty good and pretty fast. Anyway, you know, they had plumbing in Pompeii. They had plumbing, like water spigots that would come into your house. That's interesting. There's a gladiator helmet, an honest-to-God gladiator helmet, the gladiator shin guards. That's cool. The frescoes were heavy. I helped put up some frescoes. It was tense. We put up the frescoes. It was tense because they were giant and they were heavy. And the machinery we had to put the damn things up was not really good for it anyway, to do that sort of thing. But we did it and it got up and it's okay. Everybody went, now finished, almost done with that thing. That's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. I've been making money. Why? I said I was going to pay taxes with it, but no, now I have to buy the new computer because, you know, I have to do this. Somehow, I need a computer to do this craziness in the painting so I can continue to sell massive amounts of paintings the way I have been lately. What else? Oh! And the only thing, usually, I was going to talk about what the job's like, because you don't know. You think I go in, you have no idea what I do. Well, I get up way early in the morning, and then I'm there. I got to drive through all the traffic. I get there, and then I'm up all day. It's like, for me, 56 years old, if I go out and I fast walk 12 miles, and while I'm fast walking 12 miles, I'm bending over the whole time. And then there's stations in the 12 miles, like every 4 miles, where I have to stop and pick up really heavy shit. Pick it up. And then there's some other places where you have dexterity, some mental things, some dexterity challenges that you work out. Things, you know, that don't take a lot of energy, but it's like that every day. You just, it's exhausting. Works hard. I don't like it, but I like doing that. Always like doing that. And I still like doing it. But my body's saying, no, you don't. You don't like it anymore. It used to be. I used to look at it like a boot camp. I would go there, and they would beat the shit out of me for however many weeks. Some of them like 6 weeks, with like no days off. I'm telling you what. This one was only 2 weeks straight through with no days off. And then there was, it's been like 3.5 weeks altogether. That's the way it goes. So your body's screaming after the first day's fine, and then the next day it's like your body says, you shouldn't be doing this again. What's wrong with you? And after a couple of weeks, you know, you're thinking, can I get through it without... I got cracked a rib once in my back. I know I hurt my back there anyway. But I still like doing it. It's good to get out of the house. And why? Because while I was there, I figured out that I'm the cause in 2012. I'm going to be, it's not the Mayan calendar, just they know. I'm going to be the cause of the apocalypse. The Mayans just knew this. And we determined this, well, during a coffee break, that my testicles were going to spontaneously combust. And it's going to spread to every other man on the face of the planet. There's going to be this mass testicle combustion across the entire planet. So, Liz, you know, the one poor young woman working, the only woman working with all his apes, monkeys, says, what, you know what? What the woman view is going to be, they're going to be happy at first, like, yeah, because they're going to think of all the bad things that men have done to them and say, yeah, men deserve that. But then, in a retrospective, quieter moment, they're going to think, well, maybe I didn't want all testicles to burst into flames and shrivel into these crisp little black nuggets. No, 50% maybe, the maximum amount of spontaneously combusting testicles. It should be only half. Every man's testicle shouldn't, but then, you know, every man, of course, has been done bad things that they shouldn't have probably done, or at least things that women think aren't good. So that's probably why all the testicles have combusted, because it was wished upon every single man, but not every man by a single woman, no. This is another thing I need a calculator to figure out. Anyway, that was, oh! I gotta tell you, today, I went to look for records and then I stopped at Sam's because I buy my groceries at Sam's, even though you gotta eat like 5 pounds of ham and 10 pounds of cheese and 4 loaves of bread. You got all this stuff and you have to eat it in a week. I'm walking through it and you're not gonna believe it. Have you been there? Does your Sam's have this? They're selling fucking, you know, I bleep that out because they don't say that anymore. Artwork! They're selling artwork at Sam's. I could not believe it. There's artwork at Sam's. I wish I had a camera with me. So I could not believe it. It's like that the hotel artwork. Go to the Holiday Inn and buy real fine artist artwork. It was that right in front of me in Sam's. The most horrible artwork ever to be imagined by mankind. I should have checked on the prices. I didn't. I was just so shocked. And I was tired because I had spent a lot of time looking for records. And work's hard. And I wanted to come home and take a nap. Anyway, okay, we're going to go to records now. I'm interspersing all of this stuff with records. Got some interesting records today. Here you go. Go right into the records. Jesus, My Reason for Living by Reverend Bobby Peoples. Now, I'm not sure if I have this. It strikes me that I do have this. Bobby looks like he's blind. Not that that matters. There are so many art, you know, they can hear and they can, you know, musicians, they don't need to see. And there's some other singers or something. I don't know. Anyway, go on. At a Goodwill, there's Stan Getz A Go-Go on Verb. Do I have this one? I don't know. One Note Samba. There's only 5 songs on it. I bet this is... No, it's not. There's only 5 songs in the back. There's actually 10 songs. The Telephone Song, One Note Samba, that's one of my favorites. She's My Lady, Grady Tate. I don't know who Grady Tate is. I know what he looks like. That's what Grady Tate looks like, but I don't know who he is. It's on 1972 GRT Corporation. Who else is on this that we may know? Anybody? I'll probably cut this part out. Freedom for the Stallion. Freedom for the Stallion? What a name for a song. Anyway, She's My Lady. George Clinton, he does a cover of She's My Lady. George Clinton wrote that. I didn't know that. I wonder if that's... Never mind. Groove Holmes, American Pie. On Groove Merchant, the Groove Merchant label. There's another one. That's another one I don't know about. Richard Groove Holmes. I have no idea, but I picked it up. This looks like fun. 1957, Magoo in Hi-Fi. Dennis Farron and his orchestra. Now, I did pick up a Dennis Farron album at once, and it was not exciting. But this has Jim Backus, the voice of Magoo. Who knows what that's going to sound like? That's just wacky. I picked it up. The Riddle, David Brubeck Quartet. That's a fabulous cover there. I'm expecting that to be interesting. Spacey cover. The Giants of Jazz, a 2-record set. On Atlantic, Kai Winding's on here. You know, Kim got that Kai Winding album. Then I went out and got it because Kim got it. So I'm going to see what he's doing on here. That'll be interesting. That was a great Space Age album, by the way. Can't remember the name. Bill Evans. Who's Bill Evans? I don't know, but look at these kind of like psychedelic on the front. There he is, Bill Evans. Columbia. A bass and drums. There's a song called Funk Allero, like Bolero. Never mind, cut that out. Ooh, look, Cha-Cha Heels on Golden Tone. Cha-Cha Heels. Remember Divine, when Divine came down for Christmas? She wanted Cha-Cha Heels and her parents didn't give her Cha-Cha Heels. And she went ballistic and told her parents to get fucked and pushed her mom into the Christmas tree and stormed out of the house. England's new singing sensation, the Hullabaloo's. Now, do I already have this one? I could have swore that I've seen this one somewhere. Do I have it? I have no idea. It's an awfully strange-looking group of nearly... they sort of look like maybe they're albinos, but they're not. I don't know. Just unusual. Sound effects. There's boings. Chimps in a pet shop. That's why I picked that one up. Leroy Anderson. Lowe's Inc. Lowe's MGM. Leroy Anderson. There's some fine songs on this, and it's kind of a nice cover. I don't know what to expect out of it. I don't normally buy comedy albums, but I broke down. These are mini fresh. Bele Barth, famous blue comedian on Riot versus Pearl Williams, Battle of the Mothers. Thought that would be interesting. Another Billy Barth. Did I pronounce it right? I don't know. Her record, I don't mean to be vulgar, but it's profitable. She got in trouble and had to go to court and did, you know, but she never backed down. And it's not, compared by today's standards, this is great. Oh, half-price books. I found this in the 50-cent bin. Yay. This is the same model that's on the cover of Mohammed El Bakar. The same model. It's a famous, she's famous. She's a famous dancer. Nijal 80s. Anyway, that's a fun cover. Speaking of fun covers, here's a couple of people twisting it up. And I think this is just the way, I don't know, it's just a budget twist record with a fun cover. I know, Johnny Mansingers, you picked up another one. Oh, Johnny Mansingers. But, you know, they can be, never mind. This was fun. Dick Hyman Trio, the Dick Hyman Trio, with some interesting tunes, which is just a really interesting cover on MGM. Looks like from the late 50s. Local religious record on Jewel, probably from the late 70s or early 80s. Debbie Diskette. It's Debbie Diskette's album, I Found a Better Way. I think I've got a California Poppy Pickers album. I don't know if it's this one. I can't remember. They cover Hair and Aquarius, Yellow Submarine, Back in the USSR, amongst others. On Alshire, it's like Pickwick, you know what I'm saying? Alshire. Not Pickwick, it's Alshire. Remember I said I wouldn't buy another Jan August album, and then I bought another one? Because I haven't seen this one. This has got a fabulous Latin rhythm type cover on it. It looks like from the early, like 1960s or the late 50s, so I thought I could try them again. This looks like fun. Junk Feelings. It's a religious record for kids from Proclamation. It's on Crusade. Proclamation. I don't know. Whatever the hell. Proclamation, that's the name of the company. Junk Feelings is the name of the song. I'm So Happy, Nightmares, and Be a Missionary. That's on there. Who's Gene Barry? Well, Gene Barry's the star of Burke's Law. Whatever the hell Burke's Law is. When was this recorded? There should be a date, 64. I don't know, picked it up. This looks good. Werner Müller made some great space age records, and I don't have this one. And this one has Pagan Love Song on it, Bali High, Adventures in Paradise. That could be awesome good. Finally, this arrived. A private press from a band, like a kids, sort of a kids Las Vegas lounge band called the Veritones. What do they do on here? A Gershwin medley. How fabulous. Miniature Tin Man, The Best of My Love. The best thing that ever happened to me. Working at the Car Wash Blues. Ooh, that should be good. Nightingale. What are you doing for the rest of your life? You made me feel brand new. Let It Be. And Spiders and Snakes. Yay, there's a Beatle cover on here. Let It Be by the Veritones. That'll be awesome. But I run my records through the computer. I don't know if I can do this, so I don't know if you're going to hear anything. Last but not least, I stumbled across this while looking for something, and I don't remember what. But this is like an Exotica record, apparently. I think I found a record by this guy or something. Anyway, this is kind of an obscure Exotica record that's not well known. Melodies of Japan, John E. Gregory. Can't remember. He's British, English. Yes, and I have one of his records. That's right. I have one of his records, and it was cool. It was really cool. Latin. That's right. Now I remember. He was a British guy that jumped on the Latin bandwagon when it came through, and made a couple of good Latin records, and he made this one too, I think. It's not Latin, but it's exotic. Never mind. I wish the Tiki Drummer would work, but he doesn't. Is that it? I think that's it. I'll never be able to do this. Were there's any other stories? I'll have to come. I don't know anyway. That's it. Am I back yet? I'm not sure. Things are just so screwed up here.